Nation remembers best sons of the soil with due respect, marking Martyred Intellectuals Day. President and Chief Advisor paid tributes to martyred intellectuals at Mipu Martyred Intellectuals Memorial. People from all walks of life, including political, social and cultural organizations, pay rich tributes to martyred intellectuals, marking Martyred Intellectuals Day. Defeated fascist force trying to foil elections while another force misleading people of country by using religion, says BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir. Conspirators trying to create atmosphere of fear by carrying out covert attack. Those who try to foil election will be dealt with iron hand, says Election Commissioner Abul Fazal Mohammad Sanaullah. Foreign Affairs Ministry summons Indian High Commissioner. Government expressed serious concern over India, allowing fugitive Sheikh Hasina to continue insidious statement instigating her supporters to engage in terrorist activities to foil next election. Osman Hadi's condition still not out of danger. Owner of motorcycle used in attack Abul Hannan arrested from Mohammadpur. 2 others arrested in connection with attempted murder. Government making every effort to arrest attackers of Osman Hadi, says Information and Broadcasting Advisor Syeda Rizwana Hassan. International Crimes Tribunal once said death warrant a formal charge framing against 30 accused, including Sheikh Hasina and Tariq Siddiqui, in 2 separate cases of enforced disappearance during fascist regime. At least 11 people killed and 29 others injured in gun attack at Bondi Beach in Sydney of Australia. And in Dharmshala, India batting with a victory target of 118 runs against South Africa in 30-20 of 5-match series. Assalamu alaikum. Welcoming you all. News at 10. I'm Nazneen Khalid Zubair. Those were the headlines. Now move on to the details. On the occasion of the Martyred Intellectuals Day, President Mohammad Shahabuddin and Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus paid rich tributes to the martyred intellectuals by placing wreaths at the Martyred Intellectuals Memorial at Mipu in the city today. First, President Mohammad Shahabuddin placed wreath at the memorial. After placing wreaths, the President stood in solemn silence for some time. A smartly turned out contingent of Bangladesh Army presented the state salute, the Beagle Plate, the last post. The President exchanged greetings with the war-wounded freedom fighters and family members of the murdered intellectuals. Later, Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus paid tribute by placing wreath at the memorial. After placing wreaths, the Chief Advisor stood in solemn silence for some time. A smartly turned down contingent of Bangladesh Army presented the state salute, the Beagle Plate, the last post. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus exchanged greetings with the war-wounded freedom fighters and family members of the martyred intellectuals. Chief Justice, advisors, chiefs of three services and high civil and military officials were present. By foiling all conspiracies and continuing Bangladesh's march toward progress, the nation today commemorated the martyred intellectuals of December 14, 1971. On the occasion of Martyred Intellectuals Day, political leaders and people from all walks of life paid tribute to the nation's heroic sons by placing wreaths at the Martyred Intellectuals Memorial in Mirpur in the morning. At dawn, after the President and the Chief Advisor paid their respects at the Mirpur Martyred Intellectuals Memorial, the site was open to the public. Subsequently, the Bangladesh Nationalist Party (BNP) and its affiliated organizations paid their tribute. Other political parties also paid homage to the martyrs in turn. People from all walks of life, including school and college students and the future generation, offered their respects, remembering with reverence the nation's brightest sons who were the architects of the country's independence and expressing the hope of moving forward in the spirit of their sacrifice. On Martyred Intellectuals Day, people from various professions paid tribute to the martyrs at the Raya Bazar killing field in the capital. From the morning, advisors of the interim government, along with people and organizations from different professions, began arriving at the Raya Bazar killing field in the capital to pay their humble tribute to the nation's finest sons, the martyred intellectuals. After paying tribute, Liberation War Affairs advisor Farooq-e-Azam told journalists that history cannot be erased and anyone who attempts to destroy the memorials of the Liberation War will be punished severely under the law. Among those who paid tribute were Liberation War Affairs advisor Farooq-e-Azam, Industries advisor Adilur Rahman Khan, Liberation War Affairs Secretary Ishrat Chaudhry, former advisor Asif Mohammad Shajib Bhuiya, DUCHO, DAKSU VP Sadiq Qaim, and BNP City and various ward committees, the Communist Party of Bangladesh, Bangladesh Muktijoddha সংসদ, Udichi Shilpi Goshti of Bangladesh Congress, Ganotantrik Samajtantrik Oikko, Sofia Kamal Hall of Dhaka University, Jagannanath University paid homage by placing wreaths at the memorial. At the same time, many of those who came to pay tribute said that in 1971, when the Bengali nation was on the verge of victory, the Pakistani occupation forces and their collaborators tried to cripple the country intellectually by killing its brightest minds. However, the spirit with which the country achieved independence and the spirit behind the movement of 24 will never again be allowed to be suppressed by the people of this country. During the tribute, members of different organizations raised slogans to resist conspirators against the country, oppose fascism and uphold the spirit of the Liberation War. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus has expressed optimism that Thailand would support Bangladesh's bid to get membership of Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN. The Chief Advisor expressed the hope as newly appointed Thai ambassador to Bangladesh, Thitiporn Chiraswadi, paid her maiden courtesy call on him at the State Guest House, Jamuna, today. During the meeting, Professor Yunus informed her about the interim government's initiative to secure Bangladesh's membership in the ASEAN. During the meeting, the two sides also discussed ways to strengthen further bilateral relations, including cooperation in trade and investment, maritime connectivity, prevention of online scams, multilateral engagement, and people-to-people exchanges. Professor Yunus recalled his long association with Thailand and expressed hope that ties between the two countries would grow stronger during the ambassador's tenure. The Thai ambassador said Bangkok was keen to begin negotiations on a bilateral free trade agreement, which he noted would boost Thai investment in Bangladesh and expand trade between the two countries. Chiraswadi also said that both nations are planning to launch a direct shipping route between Thailand's Rangoon port and Bangladesh's Chittagong port. Professor Yunus emphasized the need for issuing more visas to Bangladesh nationals, noting that an increasing number of Bangladeshis are traveling to Thailand for medical treatment, business, education and tourism. SDG Coordinator and Senior Secretary Lamia Murshid was also present at the meeting. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir said that the defeated fascist forces are hatching conspiracies to thwart the election, while another group is attempting to mislead the nation by exploiting religion. He made the remarks while addressing a BNP-organized discussion marking Martyred Intellectual Day at the Engineers Institution Auditorium in the capital today. BNP Standing Committee members Mirza Abbas, Dr. Abdul Moin Khan and Nazrul Islam Khan, along with other party leaders and workers, were present on the occasion.
এই বিজয় দিবসে চলে আসুন দলে দলে এক অবিস্মরণীয় এয়ার শো দেখতে। বিজয়ের ৫৪তম বছরে ৫৪ জন প্যারাট্রুপার ৫৪টা জাতীয় পতাকা হাতে বিমান থেকে অবতরণ করে গড়বে বিশ্ব রেকর্ড। এয়ার শো উপভোগ করতে ব্যবহার করবেন আইডিবির উল্টো পাশের তালতলা গেট। গেট খোলা হবে ১৬ ডিসেম্বর সকাল ৮টায়। ১০টার মধ্যেই সবাইকে নির্ধারিত স্থানে সমবেত হওয়ার অনুরোধ জানাচ্ছি।
The outgoing Chief Justice Dr. Said Rifat Ahmed today urged judges to shun political boot leaking and remain steadfastly independent. Dr. Ahmed made the remarks while addressing his farewell ceremony attended by senior judges, lawyers, all district judges, the Metropolitan Sessions judges, Chief Judicial Magistrates, Chief Metropolitan Magistrates, government officials and members of the legal community. Dr. Said Rifat Ahmed took over as the 25th Chief Justice of Bangladesh on 11 August 2024 in the backdrop of the student people-led July uprising. The Chief Justice said judicial integrity is undermined when courts are perceived as extensions of political power rather than guardians of the Constitution. He noted that the judiciary has never enjoyed complete freedom. He added that a separate secretariat for the Supreme Court was established to decentralize power. He said the Supreme Court, his plan, was set up to bridge the gap between judges and common citizens. The Chief Justice lauded the judges for managing a huge number of cases amid an acute crisis of human resources. Dr. Ahmed said stern action must be taken against corrupt judges, that all judges should stay above politics. The outgoing Chief Justice also announced a historical judicial reform roadmap on 21st September in the presence of all judicial officials. The Election Commission is holding a meeting with the law enforcement agency regarding the overall security of the 13 national parliamentary elections and the referendum. Chaired by Chief Election Commissioner N.M. Nasiruddin, the meeting was also took part EC Commissioners, EC Secretary, Home Secretary, IGP of Police, DMP Commissioner, Director General of Ansar and VDP, and the BJP, along with representatives of concerned forces and agencies. Dhaka today summoned the Indian High Commissioner to convey serious concern over India allowing fugitive Sheikh Hasina to continue make incendiary statement calling upon her supporters to engage in terrorist activities in Bangladesh aiming to thwart the upcoming parliamentary elections. The Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh, Pranay Verma, was summoned to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs this afternoon, according to a press release issued by the ministry. The statement said Bangladesh reiterated her call for the expeditious extradition of Sheikh Hasina and Asaduzaman Khan Kamal to face the sentence handed down by the judicial authorities in Bangladesh. The ministry also drew the attention of the envoy to anti-Bangladesh activists by fugitive Awami League members staying in India, including planning, organizing and helping to carry out terrorist activities inside Bangladesh in order to hinder the upcoming elections. The Indian government was called upon to expeditiously act to end the criminal actions by this fascist terrorist and expatriate them to Bangladesh as soon as possible, said the statement. The ministry further sought India's cooperation in preventing the escape to India of the suspects involved in the recent attempted assassination of Bangladeshi political leader Sharif Osman Hadi, and in case they managed to enter into Indian territory to ensure their immediate apprehension and extradition to Bangladesh. The ministry emphasized that as a neighbor, India is expected to stand with the people of Bangladesh in upholding justice and safeguarding democratic processes. The High Commissioner of India emphasized that India looked forward to peaceful elections in Bangladesh and expressed his country's readiness to extend all cooperation in this regard, said the release. Sharif Osman Hadi, spokesperson of Inqilab Moncho and a prospective parliamentary candidate for Dhaka 8, who was seriously injured in a shooting, has a fragment of the bullet lodged among blood vessels in his head. His medical condition remains unchanged. Family members have decided to take Osman Hadi abroad for treatment. Dr. Abdul Ahad shared this information today based on updates from the medical board formed for Osman Hadi's treatment at Evacare Hospital in the capital. He said that Osman Hadi's medical reports have been sent to Mount Elizabeth Hospital in Singapore, and the family has decided to take him abroad for advanced treatment. He further said that a small fragment of the bullet remains in Osman Hadi's brain, lodged among several blood vessels. His heartbeat and blood pressure are stable. His physical condition remains unchanged, and the CT scan report also shows no change. The overall condition of Sharif Osman Hadi, who is hospitalized with gunshot injuries, is extremely critical. His brain condition remains unchanged. Oxygen deficiency has increased and there is blood clotting in the brain. However, kidney function is working. Other organs are being maintained on life support. Dr. Abdul Ahad, Neurosurgery, Dhaka Medical College Hospital, provided this briefing at 1 p.m. The motorcycle used in the attempted murder of Inqilab Moncho spokesperson Sharif Osman Hadi has been identified. At the same time, the Rapid Action Battalion RAB has arrested the owner of the motorcycle. RAB reported that Abdul Hanan was arrested today from Mohammadpur area of Dhaka and later handed over to the Bolton police station. Information and Broadcasting Advisor Sardar Rizwana Hassan has said that the government is trying to arrest responsible persons for the attack on Inqilab Moncho spokesperson Osman Hadi. She made the remarks today while speaking to journalists after an view exchanging meeting with officials of the Information Ministry. Information and Broadcasting Secretary Mahbuba Farzana and other senior officials of the ministry were present at the meeting. Rizwana Hassan said the upcoming national election will be held as scheduled. She urged everyone to remain vigilant so that distorted information cannot be used to undermine the election environment, mentioning that the media has always played a strong role in the practice of democracy. International Crimes Tribunal 1 has set December 21st for framing formal charges against 17 people, including deposed Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, over the torture of 11 individuals following enforced disappearances at the TFI cell during the Awami League regime. A 3-member judicial panel headed by Justice Ghulam Murtuza Mozumdar fixed the date. Lawyers representing the accused military officials presented their arguments at the hearing. Earlier on 3rd of December, the prosecution concluded its hearing. Meanwhile, at the same tribunal, an order has been passed to frame charges on December 18 against 13 people, including Sheikh Hasina, in a crimes against humanity case involving the torture of 26 people after enforced disappearances at the JIC. The 3-member bench of the tribunal, headed by Justice Ghulam Murtaza Muzumdar, passed the order. Besides, a hearing is also held in the case of the killing of 28 people in the capital's Rampura during the July mass uprising. 15 military officers who are in custody as accused in these 3 cases were produced before the tribunal this morning amid tight security. Meanwhile, International Crimes Tribunal 2 has set 21st of December for the next hearing of witness testimony in a case over the killing of 7 people, including the burning of 6 bodies in Ashulia during the July mass uprising. A 3-member tribunal headed by Justice Nazrul Islam Chaudhry fixed the date after the testimony of investigation officer Jane Alom. On that day, defense lawyers will cross-examine the investigation officer. Earlier in the day, 18 people who are in custody in various crimes against humanity cases were also produced before the tribunal. LGR Bazaar Ladilur Rahman Khan has said that the government is determined to eliminate fascist forces. He made the remarks today while speaking to journalists at his office at the Secretariat. The advisor said the interim government would take all necessary measures to ensure the security of July fighters during the upcoming parliamentary election. Bangladesh today strongly condemned the deadly attack on Bangladeshi peacekeepers serving under the United Nations peacekeeping mission in Sudan. 6 Bangladeshi peacekeepers were killed and 8 others injured when a drone attack struck a UN base in Abay, Sudan. Bangladesh mourns the death of our valiant sons and expressed deep condolences to the bereaved families. At the same breath, the government and people of Bangladesh sent prayers for the healing and early recovery of those wounded, said a press release issued tonight by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The release said the Bangladesh government, through its permanent mission to the UN in New York, has requested the United Nations to ensure the best possible medical treatment for the injured peacekeepers. The Bangladesh mission in New York is maintaining close contact with the UN and working jointly to extend all necessary support to the Bangladeshi peacekeeping contingent stationed in Sudan, it added. UN Chief Antonio Guterres condemned Saturday's horrific drone attack on Bangladeshi peacekeepers in Sudan, a strike that killed 6 people and wounded 6 others. I strongly condemn the horrific drone attacks that targeted the United Nations peacekeeping logistics base in Gangli, Sudan, Guterres said in a statement. Meanwhile, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres on Sunday called Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus to express his profound condolences over the tragic death of 6 Bangladeshi peacekeepers in a drone attack in Sudan. I'm calling to express my deep condolences. I'm devastated, Guterres told Professor Yunus, adding that he was horrified by the attack. The UN chief expressed his solidarity with Bangladesh and requested the chief advisor to convey his condolences to the bereaved families. Professor Yunus said he was deeply saddened by the loss of the Bangladeshi peacekeepers and urged the UN to facilitate the evacuation of the injured soldiers to top medical facilities, as well as to ensure the swift repatriation of the bodies. Antonio Guterres informed him that the injured peacekeepers were initially treated at a local hospital in Sudan and arrangements were underway to transfer the seriously wounded to better equipped hospitals. Professor Yunus thanked the UN chief for paying attention to the treatment and evacuation of Bangladesh soldiers. During the phone call, which took place at 7 p.m. Bangladesh time, Professor Yunus also recalled the UN Secretary General's visit to Bangladesh during last Ramadan. The 2 leaders discussed the upcoming general election, with Professor Yunus assuring Guterres that the interim government would hold a free, fair, peaceful and festive election on February 12. Antonio Guterres expressed confidence that Bangladesh would successfully conduct the election. Now, international news.